Hello and welcome to Leicester, to the International Music Festival series which we're putting on with the Munster Musical Trust and their excellent concert series, concert artist series. The Munster Trust do wonderful work supporting our musicians for instruments, for further study, lots of different things, and of the best of them, and they're all fantastic to even get awards from them, they put into a special scheme where they send them out to do concerts, and we have lovingly accepted them to Leicester. Actually now this is the second year that this group of musicians has been with us, and that's how much we appreciate them. So it's wonderful to welcome Meera Maharaj, Dominic Degavino and Popplewell. And so this programme, actually let's talk about what you two are starting with, because it's kind of your invention, it's Bach's invention and Chick Corea's invention, but it's a lovely thing you've done. Tell us about it, Meera.
So, yeah, as you say, it's quite a unique thing that we've done because we decided to pair a few of the Bach two-part inventions alongside a selection of Chick Corea's children's songs. And I think that they're both kind of interesting in that the Bach inventions were written as study pieces, and then the Chick Corea children's songs, as you'd guess, quite childlike in nature.
Sweet.
Yeah, getting progressively more difficult throughout the set, but we're playing two from earlier on in the set.
I think it works absolutely brilliantly, and I think there's this lovely, when you hear the cello pizzicato with the flute, that's a particularly lovely sound. It sounds kind of African to me, actually, the sort of like low instrument zanza. Beautiful. So that's I think it's such a lovely idea to have done that, to put those things together. I think it's a lovely creativity you've showed there.
We like stealing music.
Yeah.
So they're both piano pieces, so we've stolen piano works and arranged them kind of roughly in the hands for flute and cello.
Well, I think wind players have to be quite good at thieving and hoping nobody will notice. And so Dom, after that you're going to play Clara Schumann's Three Romances, and I think this is a truly extraordinary piece. I mean, it's funny, isn't it, because she never does quite what you expect, and yet it's so strong. So tell us about the pieces, and was it a fairly early piece, or was it?
Well, these are, in terms of her composing career, they're actually very late.
Are they?
There are only 2 opus numbers after this. But because she pretty much stopped composing completely after Robert died, and she was looking after the family and trying to earn a living and all the rest of it. So
a lot of children.
So the Three Romances are from 1853. So it's quite early in her life.
That's very interesting. Of course, it's very interesting about the whole title Romances, isn't it? Because it's something that Robert also used, and she also used the violin and piano romances. And I mean, it is a common title from the period, but at the same time, knowing their relationship, Romanzen has a special kind of edge to it, I think. It's not saying that they're romantic, but it's almost like a poem, isn't it? It's like each of them has a poetic quality. I think the second of them is truly extraordinary. Could you just explain what you said to me earlier about it, which I think our audience would love to hear?
Yeah, I mean, it's a score that when you first look at it, it's kind of deceptively bare, and I think certainly when I kind of first opened it up, I thought, what should I do with this? Do I need to kind of make something else happen, or do I just kind of let this very, very simple kind of piece speak for itself?
Unfold,
I think that's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, it's absolutely remarkable music. I find when I play her music, I find it so fantastically expressive. I mean, obviously Robert, whose birthday it is, I believe, today actually, Robert has that as if he's got a whole layer of skin missing. You know, it's so sensitive that you almost feel he's in pain, and he was, of course, in so much pain. But I think with Clara, there's the sheer musicianship in her writing. You know, the intervals, when you play them, they feel different to any other composer writing an interval of a sixth or a seventh. It just stretches in a way that you feel her own sort of inner tension when she's writing those intervals.
You really do, and her harmonic writing is, especially for the time, when you think that she's writing from kind of the 1830s to the 1850s, and it's so adventurous.
It's funny because I find sometimes it looks forward to Mahler even, that far forward. I found a few places which seem, sometimes with a repetitive figure, you think, well, that almost could have been written by Mahler. But that's wonderful. And so the last piece, which the three of you are playing together, is by Undine Smith-Moore. And I think it's fascinating to learn how late she died and that she lived for basically the whole 20th century. And I shamefully hadn't heard of her until the last year or so, but I think it's a great thing that we're hearing about her now. It's kind of extraordinary that really bad things have to happen before a profession like ours wakes up to the need to find proper representation for our composers from lots of different categories and ethnicities and gender. But I mean, better late than never. And I'm so pleased you played it because it's a lovely piece to finish your program with. I mean, tell us about it.
Yeah, as you say, it's hugely fun. Undine Smith-Moore, she herself said that she was hugely influenced by gospel music, and each of the movement titles, so each of the movements is based on a certain spiritual or gospel tune.
Or even a pair. I think the first movement's got two juxtaposing tunes.
That's lovely,
and the first tune we actually knew, Nobody Knows the Trouble I See, Lord. And this features in Tippett, A Child of Our Time, because he includes 5 spirituals within that, of which that is one. So these spirituals and gospel tunes are used throughout. So it's kind of a combination of song-like and kind of a yearning feeling, and then more dance-like, just really fun.
Yes, because the rhythm's kind of dancey, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah, I think the second and fourth movements are more upbeat. And it was interesting actually when we rehearsed it, we listened to some gospel singers singing it to get a flavour. And what struck me was actually how even in the faster, more dancey things, it still has this pride, this sort of quite upright, noble, like each syllable has importance.
Fascinating.
Which is sort of, I only speak as a string player, but when we come to something fast, we like to get excited.
Yeah.
And it's not excitable in that way.
No, but it obviously is enjoyable to play because you couldn't wipe the smiles off your faces. And it's actually really enjoyable to watch you do it. Well, thank you so much for coming, and I mean, I think our audience is going to absolutely love the work you've done, and good luck for the next stage as we unlock and you get to get out and play a bit more. I mean, play and play.
Thanks so much for inviting us, Nick.
You're so welcome.
It's really important, particularly at this time.
You're so welcome. Thank you all.